Good morning. Thank you for watching. It's another beautiful Lord's Day. We got the cicadas going out here making a bunch of noise, but it's a beautiful day, and it's also Mother's Day. I hope you, if you're a mother, I hope you have a good day, and wish you many more. Uh, this morning we'll get started on our sick list. We got Ashlyn Hare, we got John Hare, we got Billy Nichols, Judy Powell, uh, Joella King, Doyle Duke, Steve Comer, Melissa Bogle, Naomi Blair, Lee Heath, Lawana Peeler, Terry Parham, Beanie Blair, and Taylor Blanton, Sharon Armstrong, Joanne Simmons, Becky and Lonnie Barks, Pam Brown, Thomas Bogle. We need to send sympathy to the families of Paul Lehue and Ronnie Pascal, and also to a friend of mine. His dad passed away Friday night, and my friend's name is Randall Bradshaw. I work with him at work, and his dad was, I think he was around 93, so please keep him in your prayers. We also got one young man that, little boy, 10 years old, that got caught in some water, and it sucked him through storm drains in Murfreesboro. His name is Asher Sullivan, and he's not in good shape. So please keep this little boy in your prayers. Hope that he can pull through. His dad put on Facebook the other day that they need a miracle. So please pray to God for this miracle to happen for this little boy. So I also like to send sympathy to the family of Georgiana Russell. Mr. Russell, Bob Russell, is one that started the company that I work at. Georgiana was a big part of that even after Bob passed away, and they kept the company going for a long time. They eventually sold it, but that was a good family, so please keep Miss Georgiana in your prayers, and that family in your prayers. Okay, this morning we've got a little bit of lesson for our mothers, and it's going to be in from Proverbs 31, and that's a favorite chapter, and we're going to start in verse 10, and it talks about the virtuous woman. It said, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ships. She brings her food from afar. She riseth also when it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. She is considered a field. She considereth a field, and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands she planteth a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good, and her candle doth not go out at night. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor, yea, she stretcheth forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow, for her household, and for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry, for her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates, when he sitteth among the elders of the land. She maketh fine linen, and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant. She strengtheneth and honour her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She opened her mouth in wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praiseth her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou exceed them all. Favor is deceitful, beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. So we're going to take a look at what the commentary says about the virtuous woman. And it says in verse 10, who can find a virtuous woman, capable and strong in character? Her price is far above rubies. So you can't put a price on that, on finding a good woman like that. The heart of her husband, she has the confidence of her husband and shows her ability to provide for her family. She will do him good. She seeks to make her husband happy. In verse 14, she is like the merchant ship. She is a shrewd businesswoman when it comes to managing her own household. In verse 15, she riseth up also while it is yet night. She uses her time well. In verse 16, she considereth a field and buys it. She uses her business ability to provide for her family. And 17, she girdeth her loins with strength. She takes care of her own health. And verse 18, her candle doth not go out by night. Does not mean that she works all night, but that there is plenty of oil in her house so that her lamp will burn through the night. She manufactures good merchandise. In verse 19, she layeth her hands to the spindle, instruments used in the spinning of thread for weaving cloth. Her skill and industry are shown here. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor. She is charitable toward the needy. She is not afraid of the snow, because she has provided proper clothing for her family. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her own clothing was attractive and in good taste. Her husband is known in the gates. Her husband was respected for being married to such a gracious and kind wife. In verse 24, she maketh fine linen and selleth it. She is remarkable for making garments to sell to others. Those who resent women carrying on business activities should probably do well to avoid this chapter. In verse 25, strength and honor are her clothing. She is confident regarding the future of her home, and her characteristics of strength and honor of soul are shown by the kind of merchandise which she manufactured and loving care which she had for her family. And in verse 26, she opened her mouth with wisdom. This woman had the law of kindness on her lips. She was far from the bossy woman who seeks to manage her husband and be insolent in dealing with others. In verse 27, she looketh well to the ways of her household. She exercises a good influence over all in her household. Her children rise up and shall call her blessed. What a wonderful thing for children to have a mother like this and to raise up and call her blessed. In verse 29, many daughters have done virtuously. There have been, here we have the husband praising his wife by saying that she exceeds them all. Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain. Favor and beauty are fleeting, but godly character is of lasting value. The husband is urged to give his wife due recognition and public acclaim for her work. Not all women possess the unusual gifts and resources of this outstanding wife and mother, but many follow her as she has followed the Lord, in that she exemplifies true wisdom. So that goes over everything about this woman, and I know a lot of women that are like that. My wife is like that, and my mother was like that. You know, she always kept the house good. She taught me that she drugged me to church even when I didn't want to go. My wife has taken very good care of my kids. I know if it hadn't been for my wife, my kids would not have survived. And so she has done very well, and I praise her for that. And my wife is a good wife, and I hope that you have had a good mother and a good wife, and I hope you are a good mother. And I hope that you have learned a little bit of something from this lesson. You know, and that applies. This lady also applies to men. Men need to be like this. Men need to be, uh, you know, good to their families. They need to make a living. You know, they need to do be a upright and be good in the community and do things that you need to do, and you know, so this lesson not only goes for the women, it goes for the men too. You know, we need to take care of our family, and you know, so that's this is just a good lesson. That's in Proverbs 31. If you want to go open up your Bible and take a look at that. So, well, happy Mother's Day to all of our mothers, and if you can, please remember all the sick that we've got on the sick list and those that have lost loved ones. Please remember them. You know, keep our servicemen and women in your prayers, and our first responders and our doctors and nurses and all the folks that keep us safe and healthy. Thank you for watching. God bless. See you next time.